Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where today I just wanted to bring you a little update to the previous video I did. I've been meaning to cover this for a while, but to be honest, it has been baking in this office. In the UK right now, we're going through a heat wave, and I've been boiling, and that's why I haven't had the studio light on, because when it's flaring in my face, I feel like, you know that scene in 42 where the Doctor's like being kind of controlled by the sun? That's me when I've got the studio light on. So I've sort of been waiting till the evenings for it to get a bit cooler for me to record. So that's why I'm a bit late to this. But yes, we have what appears to be a BBC response to the previous article we spoke about via, I believe it was Deadline, who covered the story that essentially there might be a possibility of Disney pulling out. Now, I said in that video, and I'll reiterate it here, that article was full of genuine issues and flaws in reporting that I corrected in the video. But we now have a response from someone who claims to be a BBC insider, according to The Telegraph. So I'm just going to cover that. Subscribe if you're new. Let's just get right into it. I'm not going to do much preamble. I'm just going to get right into it. So, the BBC response to Deadline is as follows. I initially found this from William Hartnell, but we're also going to go over The Telegraph's own listing. Season 2 is currently in production and the spin-offs are underway, so it is way too early for us to be commenting on any future deals, and anything else is just pure speculation. I'll follow that up by reading the response as The Telegraph quoted it, because there's a couple of discrepancies. A BBC insider said Season 2 is currently in production and the spin-offs are underway, so it is way too early for us to be commenting on any future deals, and anything else is pure speculation. And then they say that Disney was also approached for comment. So there's a couple of interesting little details about this. Number one is, most obviously, they mention spin-offs plural, implying more than one. Now we know pretty much as a dead cert that like the War Between the Land and Sea is going to be the first in these spin-offs. It's the most we've heard about. We basically know it's happening. It was quoted in 73 yards. That will be the first Doctor Who spin-off of this new Whoniverse thing. I would bet my life on it. But we don't know what the plans are for potential other spin-offs, so that's very interesting. One thing I do want to make clear here is that whilst it says a BBC insider, it's important to note that that's according to The Telegraph. It's not like this is an official BBC statement like I initially saw it being reported as, which is why I read it out again via The Telegraph. So, according to a BBC insider, this is apparently the case. So, again, not 100%, but I believe this a lot more than I believe the previous report, let's put it that way. Also, Season 2 being in production, I'm assuming they would mean post-production, because we know for a fact that Season 2 has finished filming now. I am curious to see if we're going to hear anything about either these spin-offs or future seasons of Doctor Who at the San Diego Comic-Con panel. You know, I'm not expecting like an MCU level, here's our timeline for the next 10 years type thing. But what I would like to see is confirmation of the spin-off, and maybe a confirmation of Season 3 as well. That's what I'd like to see from Comic-Con personally. Whether that's what we get remains to be seen. But yeah, overall, I just wanted to make this video to kind of give you my thoughts on this apparent response from the BBC. If this is a genuine response and not just someone claiming to be an insider, then it's pretty cool that the BBC responded to this outright. Normally, it'll be the case that they'll say, oh, we declined to comment, or we're not going to comment at this time, or something like that. So the fact that an apparent BBC insider, if we assume that that is the case, felt the need to say this outright, it's pretty interesting. I think it shows that perhaps they want to put to bed the idea that Doctor Who's going anywhere anytime soon, perhaps for potential licensee reasons. You know, I guess if you're making Doctor Who merch and you read an article in Deadline being like, hey, it might not last past Season 2, you might want to shut that down quicker. I don't know. Above anything else, though, I think the fact that they're working on multiple spin-offs, possibly, is evidence enough that Doctor Who's future is probably safe for the time being, with or without Disney specifically. If they have enough confidence, the BBC have enough confidence to greenlight multiple spin-offs in Doctor Who, then I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. It's just a case of whether Disney stay on board or not. Like, I've seen some people say that if Disney leave, then that'll mean the end, but I don't think it will. Doctor Who has gone on without a partner, and Russell has even said that they would do it without them, if they had to. If that day came, they would. I've also seen some people say that, like, spin-offs could just mean things like Unleashed and stuff like that. But in the context of the original article being about the Disney deal, I'm assuming they're talking about big budget spin-offs that would also be on Disney Plus, I'm guessing, which doesn't include things like Unleashed or Tales of TARDIS. Even though those should also be on Disney Plus, in my opinion, and maybe they will be one day. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. I hope you enjoyed a shorter one, and I'll see you later.